Hello guys, and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 24 here today from the Nashville Superspeedway. And of course, after today we have 2 races remaining till the playoffs, so we have a very short amount of time. Welcome back after a week and a half off. Man, we get a lot of time off here. But I'm Brian James here in the booth with you. Starting on the pole today will be Willa Ruby Crouch in the number 15, and to her outside rather is that number 4 of Zach Fitzwater. Before we get going, let's take a look at your knockout qualifying results. Of course, you saw Willa Ruby Crouch advanced. So did Dan Hummel, Giorgio Stumu, Keith Stevens, Rusty Potts, Max Anderson, and Brodemar Otts. They all advance to today's race. And one thing to keep in mind, of course, that 47 Jody Shane Davis, she failed to qualify. Of course, she was well out of the playoff hunt anyway. But the streak of 2 straight wins is over. So we will have a new winner, but if Keith Stevens wins, JTG Doherty stays undefeated so far. And of course, that'll be 3 straight wins for a go or go home team. With 2 races remaining after today, one thing we really want to keep our eyes on is that points battle. Of course, Dustin Davis, he is currently the points leader. He has an 88-point advantage entering today. His magic number is 132. Mathematically, he can get there if he leads the most laps and wins the race. And of course, well, actually, he has a mathematical way of getting there if Mohammed Zain Abdullah finishes last and he leads the most laps and wins. That's not a very likely situation, seeing that he's starting towards the back. But of course, anything could happen in 45 laps here at Nashville. It'll be interesting to see what he does, though. Of course, he's going to have a long ways to go. And then we mentioned Mohammed Zain Abdullah. He is in that battle. He also has to work his way to the front. But one guy who doesn't and could make up a ton of ground is Zach Fitzwater. But one thing you need to keep in mind about Zach Fitzwater is, of course, he had opportunities. The doubleheader at Pocono, he had a major opportunity to close up that gap and really put the pressure on Dustin Davis. He didn't capitalize there. He had other chances before the end of 2020. He didn't capitalize. Can today, and of course, if he gets his 6th win, he could. However, if he gets his 6th win, I don't think that points lead is going to matter for him. But he cannot leave here 132 back. Anybody that leaves here with a 132-point deficit to the points leader is mathematically eliminated from the regular season championship. So that's one thing Zach Fitzwater is going to try not to do today, and that is finish 132 points back. But again, his playoff points, he should be practically a lock into that number 1 seed. There are 24 playoff points still up for grabs here today. There's 6. Canadian Tire, there's 6. And then Indianapolis, there's 12 playoff points up for grabs. And before we get going, I know I've carried on a while. You guys are probably getting annoyed, but let's take a look at your playoff picture. Of course, we mentioned Zach Fitzwater, Dustin Davis. Unlike in the Lift National Series, there is potential for guys who have not won a race to sneak their way in. But another factor, could Jordan Anderson get into the top 30? He's got quite a ways to go to make that one happen. We'll see. But Joshua Sakali, Astrid Flores, they hang on to the final 2 seeds by just a matter of a few points. Let's get going. Let's roll the intro, and we'll be back with your starting lap here at Nashville in just a moment. You are watching the Gaming Collaboration Network, home of the Jello Cup Series.
Oh man, through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have ourselves another photo finish, and I believe this time the 43 Tim Randolph will win at Daytona.
the Lift National Series. Here we go. They make their way through turn 3 and 4. The pace car will peel off. And for the first time ever, the Lift National Series is green here at Daytona. The Hitachi Truck Series. And here we go. The pace truck is gonna peel off. And for the first time ever in GCN history, we have a truck series and we are underway under the lights here at Daytona in Tuesday night heat. Start for us. Your GCN presentation starts right now. Here we go, the starting lineup. It'll be on the left-hand side of your screen. See quite a few of this season's winners starting up front. David Paschal, he was in the points battle. But of course that doesn't matter, because we could have 2 new winners in the next 3 races. And of course for Willa Ruby Crouch, she has no bearing on the playoff picture. So a win for her means nothing. Samet Ozkan with an issue before the start. That's not good. We'll check in a second. The green flag though is out. We're underway in Nashville. Pretty big development here. Samet Ozkan with some, it looks like an electrical issue of some sort. Don't see any smoke coming out, but he's definitely having a big issue. Not good. And he now might just need to win to make the playoffs. Willa Ruby Crouch, she leads the opening lap, and unlike in the Lift National race, that outside lane not really prevailing. See Dick Clark, Zach Fitzwater, they're battling side by side. We'll try to get an update on the 22 in a moment, but just gut-wrenching for that 22 team. They've been on the cusp of the playoffs the entire season, really. They've had some good runs, they've had some horrendous runs, and now they're stuck on the pit lane, and chances are their playoff hopes could go up in smokes unless they get a win. The good news for them, the double points race at Indy is coming up a lot sooner than they think. Could be good or bad news, depending on how you look at it. You see the 88 and the 10, they're battling side by side, so is the 4 in that mix. And the 88 Dick Clark will hang on to second. And keep in mind, Dick Clark, entering this race, he's one of the guys with, actually he's got 7 playoff points, so he should be fine. Of course, the 2 guys that should be concerned entering this race are Nathan Faden and Diego Yepes, because those 2 only have 5 playoff points. They should be the most concerned of all of these guys in the field today. Dick Clark, he's closing the gap on Willa Ruby Crouch. And we talked about a day that some of these guys need to capitalize. One of them, of course, The 5 of Dustin Davis. He's making up some ground. He's moving up. I believe he's almost up 10 positions. Keep in mind, a gap of 132 or more locks out a few guys. He won't lock out Muhammad Zain Abdullah, who's right behind him. He won't be able to lock out the 17 today, but he could really force the issue for them. So development you'll want to keep an eye on through the race today. And of course the 22 Samet he's back on track. So not a serious issue, but definitely one that'll cost him a lot of points here today at Nashville. And bumper to bumper, we have a battle for the lead. Dick Clark looking to get around the 15 of Willa Ruby Crouch. And some of these guys back here, they've got to be sitting there and thinking, you know, what's with these go-or-go-homers being so good lately? And why are they getting in our way? Because they don't have a shot at the playoffs, really. Of course, the only thing these go-or-go-homers are vying for, keep in mind, 2+ wins for go-or-go-homers. They put their team into the top 33 next season. And Willa Ruby Crouch could put that 15 Rick Ware Racing Chevrolet into the top 33 effective next season. Here comes the 4, Zach Fitzwater. He wants second. He might get it. The 4 dives in. Looks like he's got the position, and now he'll set his sights on the 15. Keep in mind, Fitzwater's already got 5 wins this season. Another win could put him at 36 playoff points minimum. See that 15 really not giving him much room to work with. Man, that 4 in the 88 got to be a little bit frustrated. You know, because keep in mind, those two are battling for a lot. Zach Fitzwater, he's battling for the regular season title. Willa Ruby Crouch, other than to get that 15 locked into the top 33 to start next season, and again, she'd need another win to do so. If she did win here today, she'd need another win. She's really not battling for anything. As you see them pitting, the 66 Jesse James, he will stay out and lead a lap. Dallas Jordan, Eric Faden, they also stay out. And 66 could make the playoffs after finishing last season just about last in the points. Dallas Jordan, Eric Faden, they're coming in. So is Alexander Rowe. Joshua Scully, one of the guys on the bubble, entering this week. He comes in as well. The 15, a slow stop, an issue for Willa Ruby Crouch, and this likely will cost her the race lead. And the lead could very well go into the hands of the man who has been so good this year. '66 is your leader. Keep that in mind as we cycle through. Here come the leaders off the pit lane. And there's the 4. He's easily going to reclaim the race lead here. And Zach Fitzwater. Boy, I haven't heard that name in a while. He's in the lead here. And Zach, not to get mad, please don't. But for a few weeks there, we thought, hey, maybe this team was burned out. Maybe they peaked too soon. I had asked Zach Fitzwater that at Road America. Is this peaking too soon? Of course, we still got a little ways to go. In this race especially, we got a little ways to go, but him leading the race may silence my criticism. Dick Clark, he's in second. Sky Commons, his teammate, running in third, looking for second. It could be an SHR 1-2 in just a moment here. And it won't be. Dick Clark will hang on. Jesse James is in fourth after that cyclist stops, and he is closing on third. Might make it happen on that outside. And you can just tell that outside lane does not have much grip. But you see there, Jesse James will get third. But it definitely, oh man, the 66 might have scraped the wall there. You can tell it really takes fresh tires. You have to have fresh tires to really run well on that outside lane. And if you have the fresh tires, you can make it happen. But in the long runs, that inside lane is much more preferred. As you see, Charles Sanford and Sky Commons, they battle for the fourth position. Back in sixth, you got Dallas Jordan. In seventh, you got David Paschal. Eighth, you got Giorgio Stumu. Ninth is Jordan Anderson. And in 10th is Nathan Faden. In 11th right now, you got Michael Collins. In 12th is Mitchell Collins. Nice move through the field for him. He started in last. Diego Yepes, he's up to 13th. Mohamed Zain Abdullah is up to 14th. Dylan Young, he's in 15th. Keep in mind, he's trying to stay in the top 30. This kind of run could really help that cause. 16th is Joshua Sakulli. In 17th is Alexander Rowe. 18th is teammate Willa Ruby Crouch. She dropped all the way back. 19th is Carter Joey. And in 20th right now is Xavier Rain. Where is the 5? The 5 is in 37th, and he's got damage. We criticized Zach Fitzwater at the beginning about not closing out the deal. He has a big chance here to make him and that 17 and Mohamed Zain Abdullah, they have a chance to put that 5 in a very uncomfortable position entering the final 2 races. And you imagine he's sitting there, he's saying, I gotta finish, don't screw me this time, pit crew. Do not mess this up for me. And don't look now, but this is a bad image, or bad thing for these guys on the cusp of the playoffs with no wins. That's Jordan Anderson currently running in the 10th spot. Actually make that the 11th spot, but he is up front. This is not what these guys in 15th and 16th, as far as the playoff picture, want to see. And you see there Zach Fitzwater, he's slowing down, he's not as quick. He's losing ground. Keep in mind that 66, he gained a little bit there. That 66 has fresher tires. Another thing to keep in mind, and I'm probably gonna jinx it, but I jinx him whether I talk about him, and I jinx him if I talk about him. I jinx him if I don't. So what the hell? I guess I'll talk about him. In fourth, Charles Sanford. Gene Sanford won this race last year. Could that make him a favorite? There, I said it. Like I said, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. So, instead of just standing on my hands and not saying a word, I'll just say it. Maybe I broke the curse, who knows? But Fitzwater leads. Fitzwater leads here at Nashville, and that lead is shrinking down to 7/10. You can see that 66 getting closer into the picture. Another thing that should be highlighted about that playoff picture with that 66 in the hunt, as of right now, there's only 4 rookies that would make the playoffs. And that would be, entering this race, there would be only 4, and that's Dustin Davis, Chase Miller, Sky Commons, and then by virtue of the points, Astrid Flores. So that means 12 veterans would be battling for the championship, unless somehow that 66 comes out with a win. That could put him into the playoff picture and be the, well, actually he'd still be the 4th rookie as you see the leaders pitting. So yeah, he'd still be the 4th guy because he'd just bump Astrid Flores out. As Jesse James reclaims the lead. And here comes the 66 to the pit lane with the 53, the 21, and a handful of others. See, where's the 66? This is going to be huge. Or, I'm sorry, the 03 is coming out. So is the 4. They are close this time. Where will the 66 come out is going to be the big question. Here we go, left side's on. Hold your breath. Where's that 4 going to cycle out? There goes the 4 to the race lead. And some bad news for that 66. He's going to drop back to 4th. Not quite what he wanted to happen. And Zach Fitzwater, he continues to lead. He might have just led the most laps. I want to point this out as we close in on the final 15 laps. Here comes the 88. But if that 4 hangs on, we have history today. It would be Fitzwater's 6th win of the year. It would be his 8th career win. And would break the tie with Hillary Sanchez up top the all-time wins list. So this win is more than just playoff points. It's more than just closing on Dustin Davis for the points lead. This is a chance at history for him in the final 14 laps. Dustin Davis, he's made up a few spots, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a good result for him today. He's in 32nd. Fitzwater leads the race. And Mohammed Zain Abdullah had some misfortune too. He's in 26th. So we know that the 17 will not capitalize on the 5's misfortune. But one guy that could ruin, in a sense, the shot at history, he's in the battle for second right now with Charles Sanford. But this is the guy who could really help his teammate out right now by winning a race. Is that all it takes? You just win a race and help your teammate? That's what it could take for Dick Clark. Because again, if Fitzwater wins, he gets 44 points in this race that he could close up on that 5. Possibly 45 points. I'm sorry, 45 points is what Fitzwater could close up. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. If that 88 can get around, Fitzwater can only leave here with 40. That's 5 less points that he could close up on that 5. And you know, you gotta wonder, is the 88 playing team orders? Here comes the 03. Charles Sanford, he wants the lead. To the line, Fitzwater's gonna lead the lap. But we got 10 laps of racing to go, and Charles Sanford is staring a win right in the face. But Fitzwater will hang on for the time being. It was a near slip-up. But Fitzwater hangs on, and guess what? Dallas Jordan's coming into the picture too. Here goes the 03 once again. Have I cursed Charles Sanford enough? Or is he finally going to say, screw you, I'm getting a win. I don't care what you say. Here we go. Turn 3. Turn 4. Does he have it? He has it for the time being. And Charles Sanford to the race lead. This could be huge. If he can hang on to win, he led the most laps at Charlotte. Here comes the 4 battling back on the outside. He does not want to give this up easy. I believe the 4 is going to retake the lead. But I believe the 03 already has a few playoff points, so a win would put Charles Sanford potentially into his first playoff appearance. And I think he knows that, which is why he's really applying the pressure to this 4 car. As we go into turns 3 and 4 again, it's going to be another side-by-side battle. Sanford knows, come on man, the 53 is closing. I need to get around you. 6 laps of racing to go. And things are just heating up here in the Music City. It could come down to pit stops. That's another thing you want to keep your eyes on. Is that this race could very well come down to the final stops if we have them. We're coming to 5 laps of racing to go. Don't rule this out. If they pit in the closing laps, this guy could benefit. That's Mitchell Collins, and he is one of those guys on a later sequence. Very well, that 53 could also benefit. That's Dallas Jordan. Here comes the 4. And the 03 is going to try to close up as much as he can onto that bumper, and it's going to be Man, this is going to put the pressure on those two pit crews. Dallas Jordan, though, leads her first laps of the day. Will they pit? Yes, they will. Back behind, are they going to pit? Again, the answer is yes. Look at all the guys diving down onto the pit lane. You see the guys that are laps down. And Zach Fitzwater came out in front. An issue for the 03. He will lose a position. Where does the 4 come out in accordance to the 53 and the 21? The 8 as well. Here come those leaders. There's the 4. There's the 53. This is going to be a really close race. But Zach Fitzwater's going to hang on. Don't rule Dallas Jordan out of this. Because she is the closest one. She is right there. 2 laps of racing to go. Can Zach Fitzwater hang on? We could witness history today. I had mentioned it earlier in the race. At the risk of jinxing them. White flag is out. 1 lap of racing to go. Presented by Mitchell's Memes. And I don't think the 53 is going to have the time. Zach Fitzwater. He made some history earlier this year. He became the first to win 3 straight races. He has 5 wins on the season. I believe a Jello Cup Series single season record. And out of turns 3 and 4, how's about making a much bigger mark in the history books? Zach Fitzwater is the all-time winner in the Jello Cup Series. Move over Hillary Sanchez. Because now we got a new king. And he's from Australia. The Aussie, Zach Fitzwater, gets the job done at Nashville. His 6th win on the campaign. And he just made a real big dent in the 5 points lead. And not to mention, just expanded his playoff points lead. Remarkable season. This has been an unprecedented season from that 4 team for Zach Fitzwater. Unbelievable, the season that they are having. Congratulations to him. We want to thank you all for watching. We're going to show you results and standings, and we will see you for race number 25 at Canadian Tire on Sunday. Until then, goodbye, everyone.